All right. And just for a history of what we've done, this is just a good perspective to understand what has happened when countries have challenged us in the past. Okay. And this is something we haven't been told in a long time. And we're starting to remember it now as we see Trump wielding our power again. But we were all taught growing up, or at least maybe some of you are old enough that you didn't get this. But most of us, when we were in school and stuff or growing up, the media, we were all being told, like, listen, China's about to catch up to us. The U.S. really isn't that great anymore. We're not that far ahead. The rest of the world's catching up. Oh, you should, it's not okay to be so, like, you can love our country, but we have a lot of flaws. We're just as great as everybody else thinks, or, as we've been taught. Well, it's the opposite. We're much stronger. It says the United States has a habit of watching its rivals shrink. Soviet Union collapsed. Japan, supposed to own America in the 80s, is now a far smaller economy. China looks set to follow. In 21, China's GDP reached 78% of American GDP. Look at that. Just 5 years ago, they were 76% of our GDP. Consensus would it would pass the U.S. before 2030. I heard this so many times. Consensus has collapsed. By 24, U.S. economy was $29 trillion against China's 18.9, we'll say 19, a gap that widened for 3 straight years. Working age population shrinking, fertility rates fallen to roughly 1.0. There's no immigration to compensate. America benefits from believing it's a formidable rival. I don't agree with that. But regardless, whether you agree with it or not, China has peaked. China peaked. They peaked right after COVID. And of course they did. They did so much crazy stuff to peak after COVID. Okay. They held us hostage with PPE. We did it to ourselves. We allowed it to happen. But that was China's peak. And now they're fading again while we grow. And so China's just never going to catch us, guys, ever. It was just a lie. It was just a psyop to make us all believe that we were going to have this great big enemy that was going to take us on. And it's just not happening. Another great post. The dream of China surpassing U.S. as the world's largest economy was fading. 24, it's 64% now of our GDP just 2 years ago, and we've been growing faster. And here's a great graph for it. Look at America, whoop. And this is going to only grow stronger now that Trump's laid a new foundation. And then there's China. Absolutely pathetic. It's over. So I'm glad we can put this lie to bed. Sorry, Steve Bannon. You're so wrong about China. It's crazy. But why does Steve Bannon hate China so much? Why does he always want us focused on China? Because Steve Bannon is Chatham House, which is a wing of UK City of London intelligence. Steve Bannon never wants us to look at City of London that way. He's deflecting. Keep us focused on China so we don't see who our real big bad enemy is. Trump announcing again, we might stop by Cuba after we finish with this. Do you know why? Because Cuba's about done. Cuba's about done. And we're just going to go finish the job. So we're really close to that. That's going to be another, just check off another box of things that our entire lives we thought maybe we wouldn't ever see. This is amazing. Imagine living in a world where Iran is fully dealt with and is no longer a threat, no longer able to fund terrorism, no longer able to disrupt the Middle East, destabilize the Middle East. Imagine that. Number 3, big bad, off the table forever. Now, next thing, imagine we're allies with Russia in a few years, which is going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I think once Russia-Ukraine's over, we're going to have trade deals with Russia like lickety-split. It's going to happen fast, okay? So we become close with Russia. And now Cuba is a tourist destination because it's either an American territory or a proxy. Like, imagine this world we're going to live in. And Europe, we can still visit Europe. We can still hang out there. But Europe is falling apart, disgraced, and nobody thinks of it as this place that's better than America anymore. That's all gone because they're pathetic and they're in catch-up mode, and because they no longer We're no longer providing their military. They have to actually fund a military, and they actually have to build an industrial base again, which is going to take them a long time. Imagine that world, because I'm telling you, that world could be here in 2 to 5 years. These things are moving fast. These things are moving very, very quickly. And finally, Trump posted this weekend, talking about, with all this going on in geopolitics and arrests, which we're going to be talking about in a minute. But Trump posted Frank Sinatra's "My Way" this weekend. Let's just play the first well, not a minute, because I'll get YouTube won't like that. So I'll just play the first few seconds.
The end is near.
The end is near.
And so I face the final curtain.
Why would Trump post this? I see two arguments. One is he's posting, it's my way, I do it my way. That's fine. But the whole point about this song, which I love this song, by the way, a wonderful song. Frankie's the best. I used to literally go to sleep listening to Frank Sinatra in college just because I thought his class would wear off on me and it make me get more dates. Don't know about that part, but I'm very happily married and I've got a great wife, so maybe it did work. 17 years, baby. So, but anyways, very interesting. He posted this. And Brian Cates, who has been a long time Trump guy, Q follower. I know some of you don't like the Q stuff, and that's fine. You don't have to. I'm not asking you to. But I will tell you, you cannot ignore some of the coincidences that keep happening with the Q posts. And here's another one. Dan posted this 492 days ago. Frank Sinatra singing "My Way." And now the end is near. Dan reposted this today. Trump reposted it also. What does Q drop 492 say? We will never lose again once this is finished. Pretty crazy. Just gotta say, you guys can make do with that what you want, but I can't ignore the coincidence. I just can't. I think Trump has got us all positioned in place for some incredible stuff about to happen. And what have I been telling you guys? I've been saying this for 5 weeks now. I believe once Iran is dealt with, it is the last major stronghold of City of London. The tentacle that this one snaps off, it weakens them so much. We go full offense on this point forward. And what did Trump say a couple weeks ago? He said, once Iran's done, we're dealing with at home. And I think we're about there. And it's going to get really, really fast and interesting going ahead from now. The end is near. I truly hope so. And Trump definitely did it his way.